Just curious, can you kind of explain what it's like to be a player searching for a new team? And how that process was with Utah Hockey Club?
Yeah, obviously nerve-wracking. Anytime you don't have a contract and you're looking for one, gets a little bit nerve-wracking at times. But no, I had a lot of faith. Obviously I have a really good agent with JP Barry, and luckily we found out a good team with Utah.
Why did you sign the PTO with Utah originally? When, to my understanding, there were a couple other teams that were interested.
Yeah, no, I just had a few conversations, obviously with my agent. And he said, I think this would be a really good fit, and I have a lot of trust in him. He knows a lot of teams, a lot of coaches and GMs and stuff like that. So, trust him, and it worked out.
What does this new opportunity mean to you? After being with a few teams, having some of that, being unaware of where you might be next. What does this mean to you?
Oh, it means the world to me. Obviously, my past few years haven't been the greatest, so tough one in Seattle. So just to get the opportunity, to prove myself in the NHL again, it means a lot.
Aside from wanting to help the team out, goals of the team, making the Stanley Cup playoffs, those sorts of things. Is the personal goal for you to earn another contract after this season?
Personally, yeah. Obviously, I want to do everything I can to help this team, make the playoffs, and our goal probably is to win the Stanley Cup. But personally, yeah, just trying to get a new contract. Prove myself that I can stay in this league and that I belong here.
Is this a place that so far you'd like to continue playing for?
Absolutely, yeah. This is an amazing place. Great new fan base. The guys are great in here. Coaching staff's awesome. Upper management's awesome. So it's been a good fit so far.
What's it been like dealing with that forward rotation where you might not know if you're playing or not?
Oh, yeah, it's a little different. Got a little bit used to it last year in Seattle, but yeah, it's obviously nerve-wracking. You never know if you're playing or not, but just take it day by day and go from there.
What did you think you showed last game to kind of earn another spot or another try, I guess?
Just my work ethic. Being able to win puck battles. My defensive play, and trying to create some offense.
What has Coach told you and that he's been impressed with you during this whole training camp and then in the early parts of this year?
One of them, I think, his trust in me. He's told me that he's trusted me a lot. So, anytime you can have the coach's trust, that's a big thing. So hopefully I can keep earning it and keep getting some more trust.
How do you think you did earn that?
I think my defensive play, taking care of both ends of the ice, and just trying to make plays out there.
Your first impressions, just playing in Utah, first 2 home games, what were they like?
Oh, they're awesome. Obviously one in the stands and then one playing, but the fans are awesome here. They're electric out there. Anytime you have a good fan base, makes the guys want to work harder. So it's an amazing fan base, and I've liked it so far.
Can you tell this is something new for them to be cheering for?
Yeah, a little bit. You kind of saw it in Seattle, but no, I think the more they learn about hockey, obviously it's a little bit new fan base. I find to hockey, but and I feel like once they get the grip of it, it's gonna be an amazing fan base.
Good morning.
Coach, you spent time coaching in Ottawa for a few different teams. Just what did that city and that time mean to you?
I had a really good time, especially with the 67s. I think we had a few great seasons there, and I had great memories. I have 2 of my kids still live there, so GP's in Ottawa U. My daughter works for Revenue Canada, so they still live in Ottawa. So the city means something, but the Senators are long gone. I think they're about maybe 6-7 people who I still know from the organization from back then, but I still have a good link with a sports staff there, Johnny and Alex and all the medical staff and the equipment staff. I've been with Hockey Canada, won a gold medal with those guys, so those guys is a little bit special.
I chatted with Yamamoto about what it means for him to be here and all that kind of stuff. Just curious, how pleased is the organization to have a player like him?
Well, I'm really pleased. Honestly, cannot say it's a surprise because he's been in the league for a while and he's been really good and he's been successful. But at the same time, when you look at our picture after the draft, the depth we had up front and stuff like that, we invite Yami on the PTO. And he's been nothing but great for us. So, like I said, after the training camp, he might have been one of our top forward during the camp situation. There's a lot of guys who earn I had a conversation with OB at some point in the start of the season, and that's what OB told me. He said all the guys who were in the fight for a job had a great training camp, and I said, you're bang on. That's exactly what happened. But Yami was excellent. So it took a little bit of time for him to have a break, but I think he was really good last game.
Is Bjugstad still ready to return next week? And if so, where do you see him slotting into the lineup?
Well, in hockey, a week it's like a year from now, so we'll figure it out. We have a few games since he's back, so there's a lot of things can change back then. So I'm not looking that far ahead. You're too ahead for me. I stay in the present.
Any lineup changes on defense?
No lineup change.
How did Yamamoto compliment Michelli Saturday night, and how did Michelli compliment him?
You know what? That was good to see the chemistry between those two guys. I think Michelli's a smart hockey player offensively, has a great high IQ, and having Yami with him, I think they complete each other. They saw each other. They made play to each other. You could see the excitement in those two guys to play together. So that was pretty good. And they have the big body of Stanny playing with them, go to the net, and he has a great shot. He's playing well defensively, which Yami and Chelly can do as well, play well defensively. So I think give us a reliable line who can play big minutes. It's important because you have Stanny, who's one of the best penalty killer in the league, one of the best face-off guy in the league. So you want to be able to use that guy in those situations. If he plays with guys who cannot play big minutes defensively, but now you lose a little bit of a flavor of Stanny, and you can for sure throw Stanny with other guys, but it's when you want to have some rhythm, it's good to have a line like them. You saw the game; they finished the game, and in a 1-1 game, they were on the ice in the last minute of play. The last game, that's because they played well first, and second, they're trustworthy. So that I think it's important to have that kind of a fourth line.
Coach, how important is that going to be tonight? Following up on what Matt kind of said, how important is that having that big fourth line, and also the third line as well of Krause, Kerfy, and Donor? Like, how important are they going to be defensively for you guys here tonight?
That's every night. I think we talk about the strength of our team is the depth, especially up front. We use that depth to have energy. If you look the way we spread out the ice time, it's for us. We want to be a hard-working team, but in order to do that, we need short shift. We need to roll everybody. We need to have pace. We need to get everybody involved. So I think that is crucial. Last game it's two defensemen who scored for us. Tonight, who knows? The offense can come from anywhere in our lineup, and that's the strength of our team.
Same vein with chemistry and pairing. What went into the decision of pairing with Sergachev and Kesselring, and what have you seen from that dynamic?
Yeah, I think, Kess has a really good start of the season. Kess has all the tools. We talk with him a lot about his consistency. When he keeps his game simple, when he moves the puck quick, he's really, really effective. But in order to do that, he needs to be emotionally at the right spot. And right now he is. And I think Sergei, I don't know if you know this, but he has a little bit of ice time. So you need to have a guy with him who can log that kind of minutes. It's not everybody who can play that many minutes. It's not just to play well; it's to play that much well. That's another thing. And to be honest, right now in our lineup, we have only Cass who can play that number of minutes, who has that physical ability. So I think that is a good match. At the same time, I think Cass earned it. And I think as well, it went a little bit deeper. Colsey's playing right He's used to play right, played right in the past, played right last year, played right a little bit for us this year, and playing with Valley on the second pairing, we thought that will be a good setup as well. And same thing for Bert and and Coley. We like to have a veteran with Coley. I think Coley's a great skater. He has good ability. He needs kind of having a guy who stabilize him. As a veteran with him, I think that's positive. Play with Colsey a little bit earlier in the season. I think that'll help him tremendously. So we want to keep the same recipe.
And then separately, with Kevin Stenlund having such success at the face-off, what value is that added to what you guys are trying to do on the ice?
It's enormous, It's end of the game, end of the period, timing in the game. Certain play, like if you look Ottawa, they have certain guys who are really, really good on face-off. We will need Stanny to have a solid night. And when you don't have that weapon, now you play against guys who are really good on face-off. Now you're kind of whoops, okay, we're exposed here. You have no answer for that. So us right now, with having Stanny on the right side, that'll help a lot. And that'll help our lefty as well, because now Barrett Hayden doesn't have to take 7, 8 face-off on the right every night. He takes 3 or 4 on the right side, so that'll help him a lot because most of his face-off he's taking is on the left side to help his percentage. And it's the same when you go with Curfew or even our Cools and Boehner are 2 young guys who will be successful on the face-off dots eventually. But right now, having the opportunity to take most of their face-off on the left side, that helped them a lot. So Stanny, kind of a offload for the other guys.
Coach, what's kind of a goal or objective you want to see out of your team tonight, being that this is still kind of early on in the season against a really speedy team like the Senators?
Well, for us, it's consistency. We did a really good job against the Bruins. Doesn't mean anything anymore. So now, can we as a young team move on? Can we just stay in the present? Can we stay humble and be urgent as much as we were against the Bruins? That's a challenge for us. So it's just another day. Yesterday we had a great day of practice. Now today, let's make sure we're up for the challenge. The Senators are a good team. They defend really well. They're really good against the rush. They're really good on the inside. They can skate with the puck. There's a few adjustments we'll make, and we need to be up for the challenge.